24-14.
Live from the heart of Crimson Tide Country. Tide 100.9 and 1230 AM WTBC. It's the Martin Houston Show with Martin and Xavier Houston. Hosted by 1992 national champion fullback Martin Houston and his son Xavier. This is your daily dose of Alabama football. Straight, smart, and full of that Tuscaloosa pride. Now, here are your hosts, Martin and Xavier Houston. Listen now on the Tide 100.9 app.
Good morning. Welcome to the Martin Show with Martin and Xavier. We are powered by Box Eye Care. Each and every day, it is Tuesday, which means we have DC of DC Capstone Report joining us as he does each and every Tuesday. We are excited to get into today. We'll talk to DC about the game Saturday, get some comments from Coach DeBoer from this Saturday, as well as the good, bad, and ugly from the game, as well as Coach DeBoer talks about Keon Keeley and the impact that he made Saturday, as well as an update on the injury report. And it's getting a little long for Alabama, but we'll get into that, and we'll also look forward to the Tennessee matchup and get DC's thoughts on that as well. Good morning, DC. Good morning, Pops.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
Welcome. Oh man, what a day! What opportunity we have, reminding you each and every day that this is the day that the Lord has made. So let's rejoice and be glad in it. Take some time today to notice someone, love someone, serve someone, be the difference you want to see in the world today. Good morning to all the maniacs out there that's already jumped in on it. Good morning, Rusty Dents, with Drekas Carlisle, Curtis Moore II. Bam Bam 1972-6. He changed it. He had to change his handle there. It was usually Bam Bam 72. So but Teresa Pittner, Jacob Powell, and Samuel Pittner said, "Good morning, guys. I remember y'all talking about a clap school maybe a couple weeks ago. We were talking about Bryce Young and the clap school." He said, "Well, it looks like Kirby Smart went there and graduated with honors." Hey, listen, I have a justification for what happened. I think I know what happened. I really do. Blind Squirrel Sport jumping in as well. Hey, oh my goodness, everybody's changed. Blind Squirrel Sport, instead of just being Blind Squirrel Sport, is 8429. So probably something YouTube has done. You never know. YouTube may have changed some stuff. They always changing things over there on the live stream, and you don't have a whole lot of control of it. But anyway, I think I may have a reason what Kirby was doing. Kirby mind, he was working. He was coaching, and he was trying to tell a ref that the Auburn guy was clapping, but he also saw the clock was running down, and so his mind was saying and his mouth was saying he's clapping, but his hand was saying timeout. So DC, I know we're here to talk Alabama, Mizzou, and talk about the Tennessee game, but seem like things are falling apart
on the
plains. So, any thoughts there?
Yeah, I think it was a tough game for Auburn at home. You think you're going up by 17, and all of a sudden the play happens and you lose the ball, and man, it went downhill from there in a hurry. Got in their head, and I think they got in their locker room, and then it boiled over and dismissed a key player yesterday. So it's just a lot going on down there.
Yeah, it is. So We'll keep our eyes on it while making sure we're focused on the Crimson Tide. There's something going on in terms of YouTube. All of you guys jumping over there because I see it. Hollywood the Barber. His is Hollywood 1422 today. So y'all guys, all y'all who jump in on YouTube, you may want to jump in on Facebook. And if you have a Facebook, and get your handle back, but definitely check with YouTube and see what's going on there. But X, I'll toss it back to you. Oh, no. Before we go, I do have to shout out. I was made aware of a listener. I don't know if he's listening today, but I was told he listens every morning. He has a routine. He gets in his truck. He goes and sits in his truck. And he listens every morning. So I want to shout out Joey Winters. Joey Winters is he's one of the radio maniacs. He's not online maniac, but he listens every morning. So thank you, Mr. Winters, for your support on the radio dial. So shout out to him. Joey Winters. X, take it away.
That's dedication right there. But no, DC, Alabama gets a close win Saturday over Missouri. It was a game that, if you really look at it, if Bama plays just a clean game, it's a 14, 17, 21 point win by Alabama. But play calling, turnovers, just little things kept it from being that, and Bama gets out with a 3-point win. Getting into the good, the bad, and the ugly of it, what was your ugly from the game?
Well, I think the injury to Derek Meadows was pretty ugly, in my opinion. At the time it happened, it was very ugly, and glad it turned out just to be a concussion if they'd walk off the field. But that was what I call that my ugly. But I think also a win, sometimes with the ugly wins, you need one in a season where you're going to have a championship season. If you look back on past Alabama teams, there were some times where we've had ugly wins that kind of catapulted, helped us to say, hey, we didn't even play our best game, and we still were able to win on the road. And so I think that was a positive as well.
Yeah. Speaking of, we didn't talk about this. Speaking of Meadows, because I was going to ask you guys this, and since that's where you went with that, DC, I ask it now, X. Had Meadows passed Hale? Has Hale struggled to get all the way back? Because Meadows was in there, and Meadows brings another dimension to that wide receiver room that I think makes our run game better. Because I saw him a couple of times out there, especially, and this is not to jump and pile on Ryan Williams, but you upgrade your run game. I don't know how much you downgrade your pass game, but you definitely upgrade it when he's in there.
Well, I think I can speak to that just from hearing what's come out of the practices the last couple of weeks is that Derek Meadows has just really, really put his head down and started working and has really shown some brilliance in some of the practices. And it was obvious that Ryan Williams was not 100%, and I don't think he was supposed to be into the game plan at all in this game. And Derek Meadows had worked his way up past Jalen Hale. I think Jalen Hale is still having some issues. He's had some sickness issues on top of his other coming back issues, which has delayed his progress. And I think that with Jalen Mbakwe out with a hand injury, it left us, and Ryan Williams really hurting in practice, left a really opportunity for Derek Meadows, and he really seized the day. He saw an opportunity to get on the field, and just like Lasher Brooks, once you get on the field and you're good, you're athletic and you're good and you're doing everything you're supposed to do, you're consistent with your blocking and pass catching ability. I think it's caused him to really go up ahead a few of the others, and I think his blocking ability is really good. His passion, his energy is really good. I think he brings a different dynamic to this wide receiver room, and I hate to see him injured like he was.
He's a good kid. I did get to talk with him once before.
I don't think Ryan was going to play. Because if you looked at the start of the Meadows, not Brooks got the start, and then Meadows came in.
Yeah.
And then we didn't see Ryan until Meadows got knocked out.
Yeah, I don't think, based on I understood coming out of the practice, that Ryan Williams was not going to be in the game. He was emergency only, and it happened to happen because of the thinness of the wide receiver core. If you look at not only when he came in, there wasn't anything designed for him. There wasn't any plays going to him because I think they felt like he wasn't 100%.
Yeah, I mean, he had one target Saturday, so I really, and then of course, Jalen being sick and Bakwe having a hand injury coming out of practice. I don't think Ryan was intended to play, so it just kind of happened that way because of an extremely early injury. You're talking about opening drive, first 5-6 plays of the game, and boom, Ryan's out there, but it just kind of fell that way, unfortunately, for Ryan, because now he's getting questioned. Well, why wasn't Ryan a part of it? Things of that nature, and of course, Derek suffering a concussion.
All right. Well, we'll pick up the conversation on the other side of the break as we continue to move forward. Listen to the Martin Houston Show with Martin and Xavier, powered by Box Eye Care. Box Eye Care. Make sure that we see you each and every day. We love to hear from you, talk to you, chat with you. You can do that by jumping in online at facebook.com/The Martin Houston Show, or you can call us on the Empowerment, Leadership, and People Solutions hotline. Either way, we work your thoughts, your comments, and your reactions into the conversation right here in your home for Alabama Sports, Tide 100.9 and 1230 a.m.
Tide 100.9 traffic.
Tuscaloosa traffic now from the Townsend Nissan Traffic Center. A very good morning to you and happy Tuesday. Getting off to a nice and quiet start as we typically do. I'm taking a look at Skyland Boulevard. Now you will find yourself slowing down pretty heavily on the westbound lanes at Old Greensboro Road intersection. And as far as 2059, that moves smooth from 359 to Joe Malisham. With your Tuscaloosa traffic now, Tammy Thomas.
This report is sponsored by Positive Coaching Alliance.
Got issues with youth or high school sports? Positive Coaching Alliance can help. PCA, a national nonprofit, offers more than 1,000 free online resources for youth and high school sports coaches, parents, students, and administrators. Visit PCADevZone.org.
The Tide Tailgate Show is presented by Pearl River Resort in Choctaw, Mississippi. Online at pearlriverresort.com and by Tuscaloosa Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram. Online at TuscaloosaCDJR.com and by Two Dimes. Online at twodimes.club and by Druid City Regional Medical Center, DCHsystem.com.
Hi, I'm Chef Franklin Becker. You know the jingle. Now discover the facts about Ozempic, a GLP-1. There's only one FDA-approved Ozempic made by Novo Nordisk. Learn about the real thing.
Talk to your healthcare professional today. Call 1-833-OZEMPIC or visit Ozempic.com to view the medication guide and to learn more about Ozempic. Semaglutide injection 0.5, 1, and 2 milligrams.
Got timberland in West Alabama or East Mississippi? North River Timber Company has you covered. Since 2011, Courtney White, a registered forester, along with his expert team, have been managing timberland and harvesting timber across 4 West Alabama counties. They offer comprehensive timber management plans, reforestation services, and appraisals. Courtney White says timber is like money in the bank. Don't let your investment go unrealized. Call North River Timber Company today. Email them at northrivertimberco@gmail.com or call 205-242-5127.
Alabama football is back, and there's nothing more refreshing than an ice-cold Surfside to enjoy while you cheer on your Crimson Tide. Surfside is only 100 calories, 2 grams of sugar, and 0 bubbles. That's right, no carbonation, so it's easy to sip and enjoy. It's not a seltzer, it's Surfside. Proud partner of the Crimson Tide. Sold in stadium and at bars, restaurants, and stores near you. Must be 21. Please drink responsibly.
Hey, I'm Martin Houston, and I want to tell you about exciting news happening at Box Eye Care. They moved to their new location, bringing you a brand new lab, stylish new frames, and a fresh look just for you. Enjoy their expanded frame inventory, competitive prices, and faster service, all with the same great level of service you've come to know and trust. Discover this full-service eye care at Box Eye Care's new location. With their in-house lab, they offer unbeatable value and one of the largest frame collections in town. Schedule your eye exam today and walk out with new glasses in less than an hour in most cases. Visit boxeyecare.com. That's boxeyecare.com, or call 205-342-0660. That's 205-342-0660. Visit them at 5003 Oscar Baxter Drive. That's Box Eye Care. Your vision, our priority.
Tide 100.9 Tuscaloosa weather.
A sunny sky for West Alabama today. Tuscaloosa's high 82. Clear tonight, the low 56. Warm weather continues tomorrow and Thursday. Good supply of sunshine both days. Afternoon highs between 83 and 86. I'm James Spann with the Alabama Weather Network on Tide 100.9. It's 56 degrees in Tuscaloosa.
Welcome back to the Martin Houston Show, the sound of Bama sports. Your show, your team, on your home for Alabama sports. Tide 100.9 and streaming on the Tide 100.9 app.
Welcome back into the Martin Houston Show with Martin and Xavier, powered by Box Eye Care. Hey, don't forget to check out the good folks over at Dixie Battery Supply, DixieBatterySupply.com. We buy junk batteries. Never feel powerless again. If you have a device that needs powering with a battery, Dixie Battery Supply is your one source for all of your battery needs. Go check them out physically at Northport, Tuscaloosa, or Bessemer, 3 locations to serve you in a brick and mortar. Also, check them out online at DixieBatterySupply.com. That's DixieBatterySupply.com. And hey, listen, if you're looking to sponsor or promote your business, your organization, your association, or your event, email Martin at martinhouston.org and join our winning roster of sponsors. It's the championship roster. We'd love to have you be a part of it. Take it away, X.
All right, DC, getting back into the good, the bad, the ugly from Saturday. We talked about the ugly, which was the hit on Derek Meadows, the concussion. Of course, Jam Miller also suffered a concussion late in the game. Their availability is in doubt this week. But what was your bad from the game?
I think it was the and I don't know how to gauge it, which it was, but I think the pressure, the quarterback sacks, the strip sacks, the things that happen, and I don't know where it's a lineman or a running back or a quarterback holding the ball too long. I think it's the overall concept of clean pocket. I thought it was bad in this game. I thought it was good in prior games where they blocked and people picked up their blitzes and the quarterback stepped up in the pocket and didn't hold the ball as long. So I thought in this game that was one thing that thwarted our ability to score those 21 points that you said we could have won by, which I agree with you. Be to hit on all cylinders, and I think that was the main thing that thwarted our ability. That and some of the play calling, but I think clean pocket was bad in this particular game.
Yeah, I guess I'd ask, and I think I asked it yesterday, X, but was it as bad or just worse than what we've seen? And was this the best team that we've seen from a pass rush standpoint? I think that they kind of had a next level pass rush, in my opinion.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I'm thinking it was one of the best we've seen. They had a quick step to the outside, especially on both tackles, and then they had a really good scheme as far as using their blitzers and the linebackers to get into it as well. So I think it was a really good scheme. But I think still we didn't handle it as well as I thought we could or should in this particular game.
Yeah, there's a couple times you talk about the O-line giving pressures and missing, but both running backs Miller and Riley both had misses on blitz, just seeing it a little late, which led to sacks, the fumble, sack, just things like that kind of make you go, ooh, if we cleaned it up. Also, I would throw in my bad is Ty sometimes is a little greedy and is hesitant to take the check downs, and that's put us in some tighter situations than if he just get it to the running back or the tight end in the flat. Those guys have really good hands. I don't think we've seen a drop from Jam, Kevin, or Josh. So use those guys in those situations to get yourself a fresh set of downs so you can keep the drive going. And then if you see something on first down, take that big play.
Yeah, and I agree with that. I think that's another thing of holding the ball too long, trying to go for the big play, and I think it's really apparent that our running backs have good hands. I mean, from Kevin to Jam to even Daniel Hill, Grubb talked about him yesterday of how good a hand he's had and how high he's on him. So I think our running backs have good hands. I think Josh Wavis is underutilized and he's not thought about as much in the passing game, but he has probably some of the best route running for a tight end and as far as catching ability, range of motion than anyone on the team. So I think he doesn't utilize his safety valves or his check downs as much as he could.
Yeah, and that, but I'd much rather have it be. I think if you go back to Florida State game, he was just not throwing it to anybody.
Right.
Yeah, I agree.
This now is not. It looks the same if you're just watching it, but it's not the same. Now he sees the open guy, but he wants something else.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, like I think in the Florida State game, he didn't trust his eyes.
Yeah.
And now as they tell us big folks sometime when we get a big plate and then we don't eat it, they go, my eye was bigger than the stomach. And I think Ty sometimes eyes gets bigger than his stomach. X and DC.
And I think you're right in that. And like I said, I'm just looking and picking apart this game and seeing that type of play. It's hard to pinpoint on every play which was wrong. Where did it go wrong? But I think that's something we got to clean up because, as you said, Martin, this is probably the best defensive line that we've faced. But if we go all the way to the championship game and through the playoffs and through the championship SEC game, we're going to face teams that have a better rush than that.
Yeah, definitely. The good from Saturday, DC.
Well, my good is I've criticized probably more before than, so I'm going to give them credit on this one. I think the defense played a whale of a game in this game. Everybody talks about that first play, first go down and score, but most fans don't realize, but every team has a scripted series that once they get it in their mind, they've worked on it all week, that's probably the best chance of going down the field and drive the ball and score. But when you take this defense, that happens to them and they don't crater, they come back and play what I considered was really good against a team that wanted what they wanted to do. They wanted to run the ball. And then you hold the leading rusher to less than 60 yards and his counterpart, both of them, that are tops in top 5, top 7 running backs in the nation to what they did, and cause them to have to put them in a position to do what they don't want to do, which, caused a couple of turnovers because of that. I think that's a great scheme. I think it's a great individual play. And then we saw some individual play on the defensive side of the ball from people that we didn't even expect that we had roles on things like Keelan Keeley, and then special teams play, which I akin to the defense by stopping that fourth down punt. All of that, in my opinion, was probably one of the best defensive displays of this team so far this year.
Yeah, and you definitely got to give Kane Womack his credit and then finding roles for guys and getting them out there. The points that we gave up in the second half, we gave them up, but they cheap points. A 19-yard. If you look at Alabama's last 3 second half defensive touchdowns, which you got to go back to Georgia, a 39-yard field off of a horrible punt, a 19-yard field off of a fumble, and then prevent defense, which I hate when teams play prevent because all you're doing is preventing yourself from stopping anybody. That's the last 3 touchdowns Alabama's given up in the second half on defense. You first drive, we given up a touchdown on the first drive of the game the last 2 weeks, but then you see the changes. And we're forcing turnovers and getting the ball out on the ground. Yeah, we had the 2 interceptions in the second half against Missouri, but we got the ball on the ground a couple times in the first half, and we're really close to getting those. So the defense is stepping it up and playing a lot better right now.
And Martin, can you speak to that? I mean, you're from player, you know the inside, but can you speak to that scripted play so that our listeners know what I'm talking about there, that is a real thing?
Yeah, I mean, you look at their tendencies, what they tend to do, what's their go-to. Every team wants to play from their strength, and so you figure out what's your strengths, and then you try to find where you can attack them offensively. And as long as you stay on script, you have your best set of the plays. You have what you think you do best. And they usually work unless you get a penalty or a drop pass or, get off script. So they definitely do a good job with that. I would say that we don't do a good job responding to the script, but let's think about it. Georgia, 3 and out, right?
Mm-hmm.
Vanderbilt, it was a perfect play call. The guys, let's call it, the cornerbacks didn't fill their gaps. They didn't run fit. So I don't know that was even a great script on their part. We just didn't execute. And then the same thing happened Saturday. There were several times on that first drive that they shouldn't have gotten anything. And that touchdown should have been an incomplete pass. Damani Jackson should have been all in that guy's chest when he caught that ball. Instead, I don't know what he was waiting on. I don't know what he saw. Like, they say sometimes when I speak, I chase squirrels or rabbits. That's what it looked like. He was chasing, like one ran off the sideline and caught his attention because he definitely didn't go toward that big 6'7", 6'6", 6'7" body of that tight end. But he should have knocked that ball down. That should have been an incomplete pass, much less a touchdown.
What do you think is going on? What I've seen is the weakest link in the secondary. At times he plays great, and at times he doesn't. What causes that type of up and down schizophrenic, inconsistent play?
Is he even playing great? DC, is he even playing great in pass coverage right now? I mean, he was back in when they drove down the field, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
So
he gave up the touchdown, the first touchdown against Georgia.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I told Xavier, we talked about it a little bit off air, and I'll be quiet after this on that topic. But we talked about it. He's not the same player he was last year. I don't remember last year at all coming on the radio going, man, Damani Jackson just won't get in there. I don't remember saying it. I don't remember thinking, what did you expect? He's from USC, right? I don't remember thinking that at all last year. I thought he played well. I thought he played physical. I don't remember any of this. So the only thing I can think of is somehow he's trying to, not get hurt for the draft or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't either. I can't figure it out in my head why. And then the coaching staff obviously knows because, they're going with a young freshman kid and who does a great job, but also has his laxes at times where he got beat by that one deep ball in Florida State. So when you talk about it, they're they see something in the athlete that's behind him that's going to give him a chance. And in this game, he played more snaps, but they're willing to risk the deep ball touchdown should he make that mistake again. So I think there's something that they see as well, not just you and I looking at it.
Well, I'll say that DeBoer, I'll take it a break after this. DeBoer actually said this was the first game where they felt like they could fully trust Dijon.
Yeah.
And so I think that was how we talk about Saban communicated to his players through the media.
Mm-hmm.
I think that was a
clear message.
A clear message to the money and anybody. If I was on this team, I wouldn't feel safe that my job is safe.
No, I wouldn't either.
Anybody.
Unless you're Gaten Proctor.
I mean, 11 freshmen have played so far and done well.
Yeah.
And redshirt freshmen and people that hadn't played have made a role for themselves. So if I was anybody on the team, except Gaten Proctor, it seems like he can't do anything wrong. But everybody else can. I would be worried about my job at all times.
Yeah. Yep. All right. Well, maybe he'll respond the same way that we saw Bray Hubbard look soft week 1 and has been an absolute terror since, other than when he got shook Saturday. But and that was being too aggressive. That's why he got shook. But we'll be back on the other side.
Because he planted his foot, trying to be aggressive.
Yeah. We'll be back on the other side to wrap up, not wrap up, but to kick off the second half. You're listening to the Martin Houston Show with Martin and Xavier. We have DC Capstone Report in with us. We're powered by Box Eye Care each and every day. Roll Tide. We'll be back on the other side.
Tide 100.9 traffic.
Tuscaloosa traffic now from the Townsend Nissan Traffic Center. A very good morning to you and happy Tuesday. Getting off to a nice and quiet start as we typically do. I'm taking a look at Skyland Boulevard. Now you will find yourself slowing down pretty heavily on the westbound lanes at Old Greensboro Road intersection. And as far as 2059, that moves smooth from 359 to Joe Malisham. With your Tuscaloosa traffic now, Tammy Thomas.
Planning a tailgate in the quad before the big game? Watching with friends at home? Sack the stress of what to serve and make Foosackly's part of your game plan. Whether you want to roll on through the drive-thru or order from the Foo app, we've got you covered. Our hand-battered chicken fingers, house-made sauces, and gallons of fresh squeezed lemonade are the perfect play call for your party. So before kickoff, remember that football starts with Foo. Foosackly's, proud partner of the Crimson Tide.
Outlets sparking, lights are blowing. Don't do it yourself or you'll be glowing. Call Taylor Electric, we do it all. Taylor Electric, give the Bosch man a call. La, 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 la.
Don't let high prices for electrical work scare you. Call or text us at Taylor Electrical 205 08.
When you're ready, dive in. Drive for a show. And not look back.
Let's roll!
Roll into Pearl River Resort. From tea times to table games. Water slides by day. Slots by night. Savor the flavors. Feel the fun. Win big. Let's roll.
The Town Square Media Big Buck Contest is back October 15th through February 10th. There will be an open range division winner, youth division winner, overall winner, and weekly winners. Each winner will receive sponsor prizes. Take your buck to be scored at Hicks Taxidermy on 69 North in North Fort, just before Carroll's Creek Baptist Church. Sponsored by Tuscaloosa Tractor, Castaway Fish Co., Crimson Pride Hunting and Fishing, Precision Armory, Junction Grocery, Urbans, Military Surplus R Us, and Adams Heating and Cooling.
Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products are compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want a boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Put it all together and you've got what you need to turn things all the way up. Getting started is simple. Just go to hims.com/radio to start your free online visit. Through Hims, you can access ED treatments including pills, chews, and more. 100% online. No office visits, no pharmacy lines. Just fill out a simple intake form and a licensed medical provider will determine if treatment's right for you. If prescribed, it ships free and discreetly to your door. Find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/radio. That's hims.com/radio. HIMS.com/RADIO.
It's time for the Martin Houston Show. With the same hard-hitting, no-nonsense approach in which he played the game, Martin will take you inside the locker room, down on the field, and across the goal line with his in-depth analysis.
Welcome back into the Martin Houston Show with Martin and Xavier. We are joined by DC of DC Capstone Report on this Tuesday edition. DC, Bam Bam says if Jam can't go, that's concerning. He brings so much to our run game. And of course, Jam had his concussion late Saturday. How concerning is it if he can't go, or do you think Grubb will trust Kevin and Daniel, seeing the big impact Daniel had at the end of the game as well?
I think it's probably going to affect. Jam brought a lot when he came back from his injury to the run game, and he's a blocker as well. But I do think that Daniel Hill from this game got a lot of confidence, and I think that's really good for him. I think he'd been nicked up. He had some issues that caused him to kind of be behind, and I think Grubb was very complimentary of him and what he'd seen of him in practice and wanting to get on the field. And I think that he is doing that.
Yeah. DC?
Did we lose DC?
Who started the year in the Florida State game.
Yeah.
He brings a lot to the team that people don't realize as well.
Yeah, X, I think Jam brings a lot to the run game. I think the biggest thing that Jam brings to the run game is his pass blocking. That was a little off Saturday a couple times. That's why I say that group was as good a pass rusher from all levels, D-line, outside linebackers, and inside linebackers on the blitz. Because they got Jam a couple times, I think, on that. Mm-hmm. But what I would say is look at Daniel Hill from before the Georgia game and the Daniel Hill that played Saturday. Mm-hmm. That was a different Daniel Hill, and it's not the running backs. It's the O-line is better.
Yeah.
The O-line is better. Jam benefited. Don't get me wrong. Jam is a game changer, and he's the number one back for a reason. But I don't think the gap between Jam and Riley and Hill is that far. I think you give Hill 20 touches, Hill's going to have 85 to 100 yards as well. And he may not have as much top end, I don't know, as Jam, but I think this O-line is just better since Jam is back as well. And then you throw in the fact that Jaden Roberts is playing, Michael Carroll is playing. Guys, don't underestimate what that means. I mean, we're a better run. So I don't think Jam would be missed as much as he would have been missed pre-Georgia.
And then also, I think X, you need to look at the other side of the ball too. I think Martin is exactly right, but also let's look at who we're playing. And I don't know that Tennessee has anywhere near the run defense that Missouri has or Georgia has. Matter of fact, I think they're one of the last teams in the league on defending the run.
Yeah.
Yeah. got
giving up almost 30 points a game.
Yeah, 29 and some change. We have Todd joining us on the Empowerment Leadership and People Solutions Hotline. Wants to talk all things Bama. How you doing this morning, Todd?
I'm doing well, guys. Thanks for taking my call. I just want to speak on the way the offense is used in Caden Proctor. Think of it like this. What that does for recruiting. What does the offensive lineman always say, just give me the ball one time. And look what they've done. I didn't think they would use him again for a long time, and they've already used him, the very next game. What's the chances of them even possibly, bringing another offensive line in there and using him in another aspect? But I don't know. I just wanted to, I like the way they did that. I like the way they used him because, that one play at Georgia play out there, I was there, and to see that big Army tank out there on the left side and catch that ball, I'm standing there and I'm like, what in the world is going on? And then listening to Ty Simpson's interview was awesome where he said that Proctor told him, says, just make sure you give me a good ball. And he said, you just make sure you catch it. I thought that was classic, guys. So I don't know. I like the way they're doing it. I think it bodes well for recruiting. What are your guys' thoughts?
I'm on the other side. I think the only one I liked was the screen pass. I think that they're hurting their running back recruiting. If I'm a running back, the last two times they've used him. Now he made a great play on the screen. The other two, I like it from the sense that it's motivating him. I think it's making him a better player. But I think that the 4th and 1 and the Wildcat would have both been stand-up touchdowns by a running back because he didn't get neither one of those was because of his size. It was great blocking up front on both of them, and a regular running back would have taken it. But on the other side of it, it's making him a better player because he's had his best 3 games. I'll take that. I'm just concerned about what's going to happen with our running back room because they're using him when we have running backs that could do it as well.
DC?
I agree with Martin. I think
it's too much now.
I think it's just a little. It's getting to where people, they're making more of Proctor than he is, and I don't think it does a lot of morale for the rest of your team when that happens.
But I don't
want anything. I don't want anything to happen that causes other people on the team to not be all in on this team. This whole thing we've built this culture we built that in Alabama this year is different for a reason, and I don't want anything to stop that. And that this is something that definitely can hurt the culture of the team.
And DC, I don't want to say everybody. I'm just saying the running back room, Max and Todd. I think the running back room is what my concern was because Jam came back and they're doing this, they said, to reward him. Well, why aren't you rewarding the guys who stepped up when Jam went out? You literally put them on the bench. And but here's the thing. It's just the timing. I love it. It's the timing. Let me restate it, Todd. The timing of the screen was perfect.
Mm-hmm.
The 4th and 1, give it to a guy who doesn't run the ball. That was not smart timing. And this is Martin's opinion. And then if you're gonna run it at the goal line against Missouri, why don't you run it again? Why didn't we run it back to back?
Yeah, I was surprised, Martin, that they went to it, multiple times afterwards. So,
no, they didn't.
The one and done,
they didn't go to it.
The one and done thing.
They should have gone to
it. Yeah, right. But I like the first play, like you just said. I agree with you there. But that gives other kids hey, maybe, just maybe, I might get my one play for stardom. I don't think that would hurt the running back room just one play, but like you say, they did kind of go back to it. And I was surprised that they went back to it that quick, but I understand you guys' points.
I understand.
All right. We appreciate the call, Todd. Thank you, sir. We got Pat joining us. Go ahead, Pat.
Morning, DC.
Good morning, Pat.
I got a question for you. I rewatched the game last night on the first touchdown drive by Missouri, and Damani Jackson on the last play of that drive took himself completely out of the play. What was he thinking? Had he stayed on the field, he could have made that tackle.
Yeah, I agree 100%. I think Martin and I talked about that a little bit earlier. And I don't know. I can't tell you what he was thinking, Pat. And I think that's the problem.
All I know is Damani Jackson last year was a superstar. He's hurt my feelings this year. I don't know what's going on with him, but we got to get his head right before we get any deeper into this season.
And I think Martin hit the nail on the head. I don't think we like to talk about it, but last year he was all-world plays that's got him a lot of notoriety and on draft boards. And I think that either he or someone is in his ear about preserving his health for draft, and I think you can see that with his timid play. But I hope that all this calling out that the coaches have done and said things in press conferences and things will hopefully show him where he needs to.
Tighten up.
Go ahead, X.
Come in.
X, go ahead.
Yeah, it's one of those situations. We said it earlier that we think that he's playing maybe safe, not to get hurt, thinking ahead, and all he's really doing is hurting his draft stock. He's a guy that could have been in the conversation top 3 corners in this year's class, and now it's like, does he even deserve to be on the field? And Saturday we saw it. Dijon came in and had a stellar game-ending interception. So it's just one of those things you got to be careful on. But we appreciate the call.
Yes,
Pat.
sir.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. Thank y'all for taking it. Y'all have a blessed day, DC. Have a good one, buddy.
You do as well, Pat.
Yeah. So, interesting thoughts, DC. Looking forward a little bit to Tennessee. We've hit on they don't have a great run defense and things but they have an explosive offense that's hurt us. The last 2 of the last 4 times that Alabama has played them. Blonde Squirrel Sports said, I've heard some speculation out of Knoxville that the Vols better hope for a shootout because their defense can't shut anyone down.
Well, I think that's the kind of it's not just talked about. I think it's on paper. You put that on paper, what you can do. And I think there's ways that this Alabama offense can exploit the Tennessee defense. The question is, can our defense shut them down? And the number one thing they do great is tempo and play within that and their schemes, and they keep doing it over and over. So I think we're going to have opportunities for one-on-one matchups with our cornerbacks and our safeties on their wide receivers in this passing game. And if we don't win our one-on-one matchups, then it could be a long, high-scoring game. If we do, and get to the quarterback and keep him in the pocket, don't allow him to extend plays with his legs, then I think we could really dominate this game against Tennessee. But we're going to have to play a great defensive scheme and a great defensive individual execution in order to do that.
Yeah, when we're talking about them giving up 29 points a game, that's including games against East Tennessee State and UAB. In SEC play, they're giving up over 36 points a game right now. So the fact that they're 2-1 in SEC play is kind of insane. It just shows how explosive their offense can be. And the big question is, does the defense slow?
But look at the 3 teams that they gave those points up on. Georgia's not a high-scoring team. Mississippi State and Arkansas. None of those are offensive juggernauts. So and they still giving up over 30 points a game. So I think Samuel Pittner's statement, if we can hit on all cylinders, we will be a monster to deal with. I think this Saturday we see that. I think a night game, this team having time to settle in, remembering how bad we played up there last year, and still having a chance to win. I literally think our offense will help our defense as well. This team, I mean, it's like we need a long drive to get going. I mean, we're not like just going out there just blowing up all these explosive plays. This team is consistently creating 10 double-digit drives, scoring drives. Unfortunately, we end too many of them in 3 instead of 7. So hopefully we get 7 this week when we get those long drives.
And I think we have the potential to do just that against this Tennessee team, because I think they have a hard time stopping on first down. And if we can get our 4 or 5 yards on first down, it puts us in a great playbook to be able to execute on second and third down for these long drives. So I think we have opportunity to do that in this game. If we hit on all cylinders, I don't think it'll be close.
Yeah, when we're looking at our offense, you talking about having these long drives. It doesn't seem like we take a lot of shot plays this year. Most of Ty's throws are intermediate throws and in, but he's not stretching the field. And I think I know he's got the arm to do it. Just why do you think that philosophy has changed?
I don't know. We did it against Georgia. The ball got dropped. It would have been a perfect time to do that. We just got to do it at the right time, I think.
I think it's the way we're being played, Ax. I think Ty is. I will give him. He's taking what they're giving us. I think that you're going to. I don't think they've changed their philosophy. I think this offense is aggressive. And I said it yesterday, and I said it on Ryan's show. All the people who were yelling and clamoring to see this aggressive Kalen DeBoer. Watch how he's coaching. Watch how he's coaching this team. He may not be animated, but he's more aggressive than Saban was. How many fourth downs? We've gone for more fourth downs this year, I think, than we went in Saban's whole career.
Yeah, we got a high number of fourth down attempts, and you're talking about going on 4th and 8 when you're up 3 and close to midfield. That call carries some weight. DC, you got a score for the game Saturday?
Yeah, I got Alabama winning this game. I got Alabama coming away with a big victory, 38-17.
All right, 38-17. Do you let everybody know where they can find you, sir?
At DCCapstoneReport.com, DC Capstone Report Facebook page. You can follow me on Twitter at DavidCott50. And don't forget to visit my other sites, RollTideBomber.com and FreelancePictures.com, and my sponsor that allows me to be on the show exclusive with the Williams Group at Keller Williams for all your real estate needs. 205-887-4008.
And that was
all right. Hey, that's DC.
Karen Cottingham. It cut out. That was Karen Cottingham with Keller Williams. X, take it away.
All right, that's DC Capstone Report. I'm Xavier Houston. That's Martin Houston. That's Chase Brumfield pressing all the right buttons. Y'all have a blessed Tuesday and roll tide.
Remember this, trust in the Lord always, lean not your own understanding. All your ways acknowledge him, and he will direct your path. Roll tide.
Thank you for listening to the Martin Houston Show on your home for Alabama sports. Tide 100.9 and streaming.